mean, just one truck.
We were supposed to do 14 to 23,
But 23 broke it. That's why I thought they wanted to do one truck.
And then
Monday night was when they wanted.
7 people that were helping us left for the
Oh,
so all that's left is me, Dave, the new kid, and Dan.
I can run up.
Steve Backler, the Mansfield, yeah.
All right, the meeting's open at 7:05. We have a quorum. Is there anything that needs to be added or deleted to the agenda?
I don't have anything for.
Okay. Like to suspend the order of business at the moment. To swear in Brendan Poole.
Okay.
All in favor? Meeting suspended temporarily.
Yeah, I'd like to, welcome Brendan Poole to the team of the Rural Fire Protection District. He's going tonight with his parents. Stand by. Where you from, buddy?
I grew up in Imperial.
You go to second?
Yes, I did.
All right. Not that I did, but just I heard it, I got something back for a change.
I'm Bob Brown. I guess you probably know Gary from being the chaplain too. That's Matt Woods. That's the director.
You already know this. So Braden comes to us from, he started, I guess, with the Soda World Fire, came to work for us part-time, back in March, and immediately fit into the team. The guys love him, and he's been a great addition to the team. Hard worker, a good firefighter. What do I do?
Yeah.
So if you want
Yeah.
do the honors,
Sure.
and then I'm gonna assume that I want mom or dad to
Take it.
yeah, mom.
It's just your dad at this point.
Okay.
Ever since he became a teen.
And repeat after me. I, Brandon Poole,
I, Brady Poole,
Brandon Poole, do solemnly swear that I will possess all the qualifications for this office.
do solemnly swear that I will
Possess
possess
all the qualifications
all the qualifications for this office
of firefighter
of firefighter
of the Hillsborough Fire Protection District
of the Hillsborough Fire Protection District
as prescribed by law,
as prescribed by law,
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States and the state of Missouri,
of the United States and the state of Missouri,
and the provisions of all laws
and the provisions of all laws
affecting Missouri Fire Protection District
protecting Missouri Fire Protection District
and all the ordinances of the Hillsborough Fire Protection District.
and all the ordinances of the Hillsborough Fire Protection District.
I further swear that I will faithfully demean myself in office.
You're gonna break that one out.
I further swear that I will
I further swear that I will
faithfully demean
faithfully demean
myself in office.
myself in office.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations, Steve.
Thank you, sir.
We're gonna shorten that to, I won't mess up.
Yeah.
Good deal. I would love to invite Mrs. Poole up here to, bring some pictures during all this. Officially poke him in the chest.
Yeah.
Draw a little bit of blood here. It is hard to see on this shirt.
I think they took some pictures of it.
Well, in fairness to him, her eyesight is.
I
I
do,
get
I can't see it at all.
I understand.
It's sketchy at best sometimes.
It happens to us.
Yes, it's all I know.
If I knew that, then I was gonna look for a whole hole through it with my reading list.
Yeah.
All right, there you go. Cool.
Thanks, Mama.
Hold on, that's a great picture there. Perfect. Let's get mom and dad in there. Here, but I'll snap it.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Almost. Perfect.
Hey, Brady, one last thing.
Yes, sir.
You'll just stand right here for me.
Have you always wanted to be a firefighter, buddy?
Not my whole life.
Yeah.
It all started when Mason Kirkowitz lit his backyard on fire. I didn't know about that, that's nice now.
Yeah. So Rock Community showed up and they asked him, they're like, hey, do you want to be an explorer fireman? He said, sure. He did it for like 2 weeks. He liked it. And then he had me put in an application. And we both went to rural together.
Cool.
Awesome.
I didn't know that.
Also want to present to you, our challenge coin as well too. So, congratulations. Glad to have you aboard. Yep. And this is in brush box for all the junk and stuff.
If
That's
ever-
perfect.
Yeah.
You should have seen this little S Tinny had as a teenager sitting in front of her house. You come home, it's like, oh my Lord. The HOA, a front wheel, live in a fancy subdivision. I thought, boy, the HOA is gonna be here shortly.
You probably don't know who our box is. Look it up.
I know what we do.
I know.
And I'm glad you went this route because I told both the boys that, if they wanted to work on cars for a living, I was gonna punch them in the face.
There you go.
Not great parenting, but.
That's all right. That's okay.
35 years of doing body work, it's taking its toll on me.
Understand. Understood. Well, again, welcome aboard.
Thank you very much.
guys very much. Good to see you, buddy. He's with, he's on, A shift.
Brandon,
Tim,
wear your hat.
He invented it, and, they started. Good. That makes me smile. Yeah, oh, yeah.
All right, then I'd like to call our business back in meeting at 7:10. Do we have any public comments? Okay, moving on to the approval of the minutes for the September 15th special board directors meeting tax rate hearing. Do I have a motion to approve those minutes?
I'll make the motion.
All in favor? The minutes of September 15th, the regular board of directors meeting. Make a motion to accept those minutes? Second. All in favor? Financial report, previous month financial report, Matt.
Yes, sir. As of September 30th, 2021, and the assets in the checking account, the general fund, bank card, $291,756.97. And the capital reserve, also a bank card, $609,709.48. In the health reimbursement at bank card, $10,082.92. Total assets of $911,549.37. Current liabilities were at negative $18,303.12. Payroll liabilities. Total income for expenditure period, income $69,882.51. Expenses of $90,082.14.
Make a motion to approve it as read.
Right.
All in favor? Approval of the ordinance for the disbursement of paying the bills. Do I have a motion for that?
I'll make the motion. I'll second it.
All in favor?
I got a lot of signatures. For y'all. Couple of them with multiple checks to some that, the capital fund purchases.
Fire marshal's report, please.
For the month of, September, we issued 2 building permits, another remodel at Jefferson College. And, Wildstone Winery is, building some sort of storage facility out there. Fees charged were $699 and fees collected were $387.
Thank you very much.
Are we initial on that other page, Brian?
What?
I missed that. Oh, where I missed that.
Hey, are we initial on that other page or not?
No, just the bill itself.
All right, fire chief's report, please.
Well, we just reached a milestone tonight as we ran our 1,000th call of the year already. We ran 1,022 calls last year, and it's October 13th. So we're on track right now to run anywhere between 1,200 and 1,300 calls, depending on how it turns out. Unbelievably, the past 3 days. I didn't tell you how many calls I've had the past 3 days. It's ridiculous. Wow. Yeah, it's not EMS.
Everything.
I mean, car fires, house fires, accidents. I have
What is this? I mean, other than.
no explanation for why. What's the? You would think though, pandemic, yes, we've had EMS calls in there, but nothing, out of the ordinary. So I have no idea. I have no explanation for it whatsoever. It's absolutely crazy. But for the month of September, we ran 100 calls for service. I want to compliment the crews. Last Friday, they ran a structure fire out off a river trail, about our furthest point in the whole fire district for us to get to from either one of the fire stations. And the crews made a phenomenal stop, did a phenomenal job getting in there and getting the job done. We actually, and I kind of looked at some of the statistics, having two houses open cut that response time to almost 7 minutes out there. So had that not happened, that fire would have progressed 7 minutes further and been that much more of a pain in the butt to handle. So we did not do a job. Again, we have just the update on the CAD system. They've made the determination to switch back to Intergraph. So we're switching back to the running card program. Jason has been updating all the running cards and getting all that back in order. So supposed to cut over sometime the first part of November, and then within the year, hopefully switch back to closest equipment using this new CAD system. We can only hope. So. No COVID issues here to report, but I am very sad to say, I won't mention any names, but we have two firefighters from two neighboring districts that are both in a very serious fight for their life with COVID. So it's going to be a very tough couple of weeks here for everybody that knows those folks. Probably, unfortunately, have to attend several finally funerals. So I'm sure the chaplain's group is aware of both those individuals. So yeah, it's pretty terrible. So we are still working through the implementation of the Verico system. It'll take several months to get it up and fully running. Well, it's going well. The thermal imaging cameras that we ordered off of the grant, and you guys kind of approved half of the dollar amount from the grant, the other half comes from the district. Those have been delivered. They are in, and today they started installing them on the trucks. The crews are training on them, so we're starting to get them in service. They're pretty cool and doing very well. So we're still awaiting the arrival of the 4 gas detectors. We're quickly finding out around here that getting anything is going to be virtually impossible. So more on that here in a few minutes. A committee has been formed to replace 6523. We are attempting to get this partially funded through that Volkswagen grant, as we discussed kind of in the last couple of meetings. Regardless, the truck needs to be replaced and is scheduled to be replaced for the capital improvement plan. Getting trucks, getting parts is not good. I regret to inform, and since we're talking about it, I'll kind of jump ahead a little bit. We blew the turbo out of 6523 yesterday, if I recall. We scrounged and searched and had to use some side hustles to find parts, but I believe we found the part for it. Hopefully it's supposed to be shipped from Iowa to here. So we'll see. If this isn't the part, it's anywhere between 100 days and 6 months for Cummins to build the part that we need.
Looking, I guess.
Yes, we are looking hardcore. Made a good friend with Mark, I think Bodell is his last name. He's one of the new mechanics up at the Hillsborough Bus Garage, and they actually stole him from Cummins. So he's gonna run out tomorrow and take a look just to make sure that is what it is. So pretty good guy, and he's got some connections. So that kind of helped.
And that would be pulled and rebuilt.
It could, but talking to Mark, he said rebuilds don't last long, they don't do very long. So the new part that Jason found was like $1,400. So
hopefully.
To rebuild it was $700. I personally assumed just the
Bro, yeah,
just get a new
definitely.
one for that.
I just meant if you couldn't get one.
Right, that is another option if we can't buy one, there is a possibility of giving you that result, but I'm pretty confident that we found one, Jason, since talking to this guy, they got it.
It's what he says the numbers match, so as long as he's right on his end, then we're okay.
Talking with Jason and some of the apparatus committee folks, due to their backlog, International has stopped taking orders for chassis. Freightliner is really the only company producing chassis now. So we're really gonna try to have this truck ready to go out for bid in January, once we hear about that grant. We're looking at anywhere between a 12 and 18-month wait period for a chassis once you order it. Things are bad. The supply chain is just, it's jacked in this country right now. I don't understand why, but it is. Nobody to work. You know, so it's very tough out there, so. With some of the new items discussed under new business, the strategic management plan will be ready for adoption at the next board meeting in November. Finalized budget will be presented at the December board meeting. Since I wrote that in there, we did get the workers' comp numbers to come back and talk about that here under new business. I've also included a comprehensive review of our current financial status for this current year, where we stand and what we're anticipated to roll over into other reserve funds. And as you can see, we're sitting very, very good. Do you guys have any questions on that financial review at all? Basically, we are,
How about from last, you may not know, pull this right out of your head, but you might. How about like last year to this year's reserve, what did you know what I'm saying?
if everything goes right and we get the income I've got projected,
Right.
there won't be much of a difference. It'll be roughly exactly the same.
Okay.
So I am looking at, and if you go to the year-end fund balances, page in here, Bob,
Yeah.
you can see the beginning balance on, it says 1/1/19, I'm sorry, that's a typo, that's 1/1 of 2021. Yeah, it says section 15 on the top. The reason it says that, that's part of the budget that I included in there. Should be stapled in the sheets report.
All right, let's do this all like 5 times. Go ahead, I think I got you.
Now you're on the financial stuff. Keep going to my written report. It should be, keep going past all that. It'll be past all that in there. That may be it.
Okay.
It's thick.
No, you just, the financial report was laying
Right
underneath.
below it.
I stapled mine together, but.
Projected general.
Yep,
fund.
that's it.
All right.
No, you're fine.
Okay.
So, go back to, or it says section 15 on the top corner. It's kind of a sideways looking fund balance page like that.
Okay.
One back.
Okay.
So right there, the very top line was our beginning fund balances and the reserve funds. 595, 183.09 at the beginning of this year.
Got it, yeah.
And you can see I projected the expenses that we've done this year and are doing this year as well too, out of that fund, and what we're expected to put back into that fund this year. So we're actually gonna end up, if everything goes right, with more than we had at the beginning of this year.
In terms of the one, no, yeah.
So 595 was the beginning balance
Right.
this year, and if everything goes right, it's projected to be 626, 687 at the end of this year.
Gotcha.
And that, the building and land fund, is projected, I got 30,000 going in there as well too, which is, we've had a really good year income wise. This sales tax is just, people are throwing money left and right. Right. So
That could dry up there though.
it could dry up. It absolutely could dry up. And I am not projecting or using any more sales tax money than I did this year. We're gonna probably pull in 350,000 in sales tax this year. But I'm still for next year, it's only budgeting 280. I'm not gonna put the district to where it's in a pinch.
Right, if the economy's next or whatever, they're not spending money or more.
Exactly. One of my biggest fears with our biggest driver of sales tax is vehicle sales. And I'm really worried about that drying up to an extent because there just aren't any.
Right.
So,
It's ghost towns and all those car lots.
yeah, but it has been for a long time now, and we're still banking.
Right.
So, I'm very comfortable about where we're at, very happy with where we're at right now. I really am.
Good. I just wanted to get it in my mind.
Oh.
District there.
Yep. Yep,
Okay.
I agree 100%. Let's see. Fleet, we know there's major issues to report. I'm just gonna leave that section under fleet at 6523 moving forward, so. The guys are out, right now busting their butt, testing all the hose. So I really appreciate all their effort. It's a big, we actually got some off-duty pay guys that came in tonight just to help them out. Mason came in, I think Nate's here. So we've got off-duty pay guys that came in to help them out, so that's awesome.
Couple pay guys.
Yep, so-
On the day off.
They're out there busting their butts doing that for sure. So, multiple training hours were completed, over the past month. And we successfully burned the house down. We had great training on September the 18th over there, so. Sounds kind of counterintuitive, doesn't it? Fire prevention week, man, these guys have been busting out, all kinds of events and PR events, with the kids. We hit all the, kindergarten, first, second, and third grader, kindergarten, first, and second graders, last week. We're hitting all the daycares and some other, areas moving forward through the rest of October, so. Doing good. CPR training is continuing. That's all I got. I say that's all. Sorry, I'm long-winded, I know.
Let's see, did you go over the tax increase update?
I have not. That should be the back of the last page of the fire chief's report. Thank you for reminding me that. I have spoken with Bianca, and she said there is nothing in the state statute that disallows us to break up that tax increase over that 3-year period. So she is going to write up the ordinance, put that on the ballot for that, going for 25 the first year, and 5 second year, 5 third year, to max that out. That's a 35-cent tax increase. We're gonna have a district-wide meeting if you guys are still on board with all of this, on the 25th, with the firefighters. Anybody wants to attend, you guys are welcome to attend. Just to kind of do a kickoff and get everybody on the same page and start developing a marketing plan and a campaign plan moving forward for all that. And the next step would be for you guys to officially vote to put it on the ballot. We've got until January of 2022 to get that done at that board meeting. It's due by like the 25th or something like that as well too. This reminds me as well too, for you guys, we don't have anybody up for election next year, but they changed the filing deadlines. You only have a 2-week period now in December. So next time you guys are up, I'll make sure you guys are reminded of all that. But we still have the January to get a initiative on the ballot. So, any questions?
Communications? Missouri State Auditor's Tax Certification.
Yeah, I just included in there, proof that everything is filed and the state auditor office likes our tax rate that we set at last tax rate hearing. So,
AFG denial.
we were denied
Yeah.
again. So, put a copy of that in there. We're gonna continue to go for that same grant for the fire hose. We are gonna have to buy some out of district funds just due to the fact we've already lost a couple sections. So we gotta do to keep our hose in service. So I did sign the, agreement with Vickers Consulting to redo this. They only charge you $50 if you fail, so it's kind of a no-brainer, so. That's where you're at.
Yeah, old business, nothing?
No.
New business, workers' compensation.
Yeah, I got our proposal back from Brock at First State Community Bank for renewing with 7710. Policy period November 3rd, 2021 and November 3rd, 2022. And I would like to turn your attention to page 8. You will see the total estimated annual premium there. And that may be a little bit Brock at the bank. So first, when we switched, you weren't here for that yet. Okay. We used to be with MEM, Missouri Employers Mutual. Okay. Yeah. They came back, is that 2 years ago? I think it was an $8,000 or $9,000 increase just out of the blue for no reason, basically. Okay. So we shopped it. There's a company out there called 7710, and they do strictly fire and EMS, strictly fire workers' compensation. Brock, what is his last name?
Hendricks, so looking at
Thank you, Brock Hendricks. He works for First State Insurance Company, who is tied in with First State Community Bank.
and they know that.
Yeah, and, yeah, they're the only ones that can provide 7710 insurance across the entire state of Missouri. So he's basically our health, or not our workers' comp, right, broker now. So far it's been fine, haven't had any issues, we haven't had any claims.
How much does it compare to last year?
Actually, I am excited to announce, if you look on page
11?
So page 11 is roughly MEM's cost, which would have been 36,421, but this is down from last year. There's somewhere 32,312 is the estimated premium for next year.
Around $3,000 roughly.
No,
Last year.
it was down like $500 or $600 from last year, somewhere in here.
33,795.
You are correct.
No, actually, yeah,
So we dropped, which is great.
good way to go.
Which is like unheard of with the rest of the economy. So it's pretty amazing. However, when we discuss raises in the budget, we have to up this payroll number. Just so we're paying enough premium on our payroll monthly. We pay, basically you pay on your estimated total annual premium, and then they break that up over, estimated annual payroll.
Right, and then they come back and do an audit.
And they come back and
They
do
do
an
it
audit,
every
yeah.
year.
I prefer not to write them a large check at the end of the year if I don't have to. So I may need to adjust this number up. But I did budget in the initial like 35 grand for this to adjust that up because I think that the initial renewal numbers I gave were pretty low.
We get a motion for this.
Yes, sir.
All right, I'll make that.
Second.
All in favor? Escape ladder donation?
Yes, the Hillsborough School District would like to donate us 64 escape ladders. They're the kind you throw out a second story window and climb down. They got it for, one of the school buildings that they ended up digging it for. To get out of there if there was ever a fire or whatnot. So Dr. Isaacson offered it to us. He advertised it in the paper and would sell all 64 of them to us for a $1.
So and then we can turn around and PR on the
Yep.
community. You need this.
Exactly. Yeah.
Sounds like a good plan.
So yeah, I don't see where you go wrong. So we'll
Make a motion to accept the donation.
I'll second that for that.
Yeah.
how is the box still on?
They are.
Yeah, they're still in the box.
So there shouldn't be like liability to us for like giving out some used thing or something.
They're not, yeah, they're in a box. We can make them sign a hold harmless or whatever when we hand it out.
Yeah, but like those apartment people,
I know.
they couldn't get out from the living room, they're screwed over here, aren't they?
pretty much. You're pretty much 100% correct. And we've had lots of fires over the years.
Staff vehicle purchase?
500 vehicle, the 2012 Explorer was up for replacement next year. We found that vehicle down at Petasport. It was misordered by the dealer, who was just supposed to get a bid on it, but ended up ordering the vehicle instead. The district that wanted the vehicle, the bid on the vehicle, didn't want the actual vehicle, so it was set down there on the lot, and the sale price of that pickup truck under the state contract is $38,095. So I wanted to put that up as a budgeted item for next year, just to go a couple months early. See what you guys thought.
So we're all right with that.
Yeah, we're all right with
That's
that.
fair, make a motion.
And,
You want to report it officially here?
Yeah, we'll record it officially here.
all right. all in
And I
favor?
would like to see if you guys are willing to kind of amend that motion a little bit. There will be money that needs to be sunk into the vehicle for light package, the camper shell, camper shell sometime next year, maybe.
5-6 months from
And
now.
then, and we're gonna put the other one up for,
Yes,
up for bid here.
correct. Correct.
When are you getting the truck? Oh, it's out there.
That's out there.
When you have a radio and where you could basically use it.
So I'm hoping in the next 2 months we can get all of that done and installed. We'll order a camper shell for that thing and the Duradex system. I don't know if you've seen that for the back of the truck. It slides in.
Big
has
drawer.
Big drawers that pull out. Great for storing all the stuff. You can still use it as a pickup truck.
Right.
Camper shell will be here at some point next
You
year.
don't need it.
Don't need it to get rolling. Already told the light guy, as he's working up the quote, to make sure that they add wiring so we can get lights on the camper shell. So I'm thinking at the very most, between all the accessories and everything, the light bar, the radio reinstall, we gotta get a battery charger on that thing too, a pretty small, just due to the fact that we got the computers running in the trucks all the time now. And I'm kind of old jump start my vehicle every single morning. I would say safe, no more than $12,000 extra on top of the sale would be used to outfit that vehicle.
I think we gotta do. And then it's the only other one to get that back.
Yep.
That other one's gonna bring it back.
Yes.
Do you need a motion to put that other one out for bid when you're ready, or?
Yeah, if you guys want,
Well, I make a motion to go ahead and do the outfitting portion of it,
Yeah,
and also to put the vehicle out for bid.
there you go. That way you don't gotta wait on us for a meeting to get it
All
back.
right.
do you guys have, I just want to make sure I'm sure we won't, but I can see if any neighboring fire departments want it. Not like donate, but buy it. Before we put it out for public bid. That would save us from stripping it, we can sell it with the light bar as is and the job does.
We're on legal ground to do that.
You can sell government entity to government entity.
That's right.
What kind of money would you? What is it? No, what kind of money would you entertain, I guess,
So-
is what I'm saying. Got a figure in your head?
If we left the light package on there, the gyro desk, oh my guards. Maybe we get 10?
Oh, hell yeah.
I would say no less than 10, but I would like to KV the truck. I haven't gotten that far yet.
I don't think you'll get a good KVV off that. So the problem with that is, number one, when we go to take all the antennas we're gonna have holes in the roof that we're gonna have. There is no center console because we ordered it with the police package. That's my fault. I wasn't thinking about resale when we did it. I never would have probably gone that route had I been thinking about resale on that thing. To where I guarantee you that this pickup truck, if we ever turn around to sell it, we'll be able to turn, it's still gonna have holes in the roof, but it is right. It's not gonna have no center console.
We'll make a brush truck out of it or something.
Well,
That's what it is.
we've already discussed that that's gonna be presented in us. That's
So-
already in the works.
Yeah,
It's
it's 10 all day long.
I agree.
I would say.
I agree.
Or I think if you don't, then you gotta put out for bid, in my opinion, I don't know. But like Jason said, I don't know how accurate that is either.
I don't think it'll be there because it's not a public vehicle.
But, yeah.
You know, I wonder if we could just call in a favor and have one of the people we know on the auto watch just give us a quick rate.
Well, and I think
Wonder if-
too, you need to ask an insurance guy about would they insure a private citizen to drive a police vehicle like that?
Oh, yeah, they auction them off all the time.
Hey, you can email.
Okay.
So is the city, is the city buying all new stuff now for the police?
For the most part, they're trying to get at least 2020.
Probably find another target sticker to buy.
Yeah, it's solid for the mayor. Make it a market like the other one.
All right.
Or you can use it.
Okay, well, anyway,
I can
Put some feelers out.
put some feelers out and I won't take no deals without consulting all three of you.
Yeah.
At all. And if we don't get nothing from another fire department, then we'll go from there.
Right.
I'm just afraid the general public's gonna walk up to it and go, ugh, and then we're gonna get lowball.
Yeah. Well, you take the stripes off, that's gonna be faded.
Yep.
It's just on and on it goes.
Yep. So you saw it to somebody that really truly,
Yeah.
was
Because
10
that
grand.
last
for that.
Explorer was really not a bad old, that was a low mile, and that brought $6,500
Correct.
to the public.
Yep.
Right?
About the same age and same mileage.
Yeah.
And it took a lot of work to get that body where it was, get all the stripes off of it.
Yeah.
It was a lot of elbow grease to make that body look as presentable as what it was.
And you have no, first off, we don't have storage for it, but it doesn't benefit you to keep it at all, like at House 2 doesn't do you any good anywhere to keep it. You don't have to answer that now.
At this juncture,
You're hurting for storage.
we are hurting for storage bad. It's not, I don't know, I mean, I am afraid within the next 2 years, we'll get to the point where they're gonna start the new health department building, they're gonna start the new jail here in town. I cannot keep up with the inspection process with all of that, so we are gonna have to consider in the future a part-time, couple days a week, somebody can come in, you know, maybe retired, you can come in and help inspection and keep up with it. I can't struggle to keep up with what I got now, let alone add 2 major projects. So could there be a need in the future possibly, but Jason, I don't.
Mow it, no, and it would just sit outside.
That's not good.
That's my thing. I don't foresee that being a huge benefit at this point.
I don't like this. And I'm not saying that we can or would quit, but I don't like it. I think the inspectors we have now, like the city has an inspector or the county has an inspector, that they ought to be doing that. And they ought to be doing our part too,
Yeah.
but, and I don't know, I just sometimes feel like it's double dipping on people. I don't like that. I kind of almost liked it when the residential went away. I didn't like how
Oh, I
they did
did.
it dirty. You know what I mean? But
I did too. And I will tell you this, when we do a commercial permit fee, I do not charge for what the city looks at or the county.
right.
So I break apart and me and Jason at the, he looks at his stuff, I look at our stuff, we share to make sure we're all on the same page, so I've got a good justification to the public that we are not double dipping on that, because I get what you're saying.
Yeah, I just, I don't know,
I get what you're saying.
smaller government,
Yeah.
or less. But I also don't want to see
That's,
safety,
that's the problem.
the fire go away.
Safety side of it, and what a lot of these building inspectors do.
I don't know that the harassment, but it's not. Okay.
Rescue fuel,
Yes,
I thought we were done.
thought we were done. Oh, we got a lot more things to go over. We, have up next year,
Oh,
on the capital improvement plan, the replacement of the rest of our rescue tools, on 6524 and, the two tankers. I would like to go ahead and make that purchase, now before the price increases come down the pike, which are coming. Usually November or December, the price increases, are coming. We have the money in the capital fund. What this purchase would, get us is all battery operated tools for the remaining trucks. So that would leave us with a combi tool, meaning it can spread and cut on both of the tankers. And then a battery operated spreader, cutter, and ram on 6524 out there. That's kind of what the rescue tool committee recommended when we purchased these from Opera Tools a couple of years ago. That's the route that they wanted to take. I agree with them. And I want to have one set of hydraulic tools as a backup, because there's just part of the back of my brain that can't get away from, well, battery operated. What happens if they die? We gotta have a backup. So this would complete that purchase. The purchase for all those tools, batteries, chargers, the whole 9 yards would be $60,465.06. That will come out of the capital improvement fund.
we got our use on the old stuff. The stuff that's on 23, we purchased in 2004. And the stuff that's on 24, we purchased in 2007 on a grant. And the stuff that's on 13, we're borrowing from the Silver Rule. So, one from 14.
That's the brand new home opera set that we got a grant for 2 years ago. I think.
I agree by it.
yeah, me too.
Yeah, that's what. we
Yeah,
got.
that's what's there for. All right, entertain a motion,
I'll make the motion.
all in favor? And then you said this equipment purchase.
Yeah, a few more items that we need to kind of wrap up. I know it's still only October, but kind of wrap up the end of the year purchases with where we stand. We're looking, we need more gloves. We're eating through gloves and hoods with the amount of fires and calls and new people that we have running around here. Captain Barge, has requested 2 additional ice rescue suits that need to be replaced. He requested that last year, and I kind of put it off until the end of this year. A hot stick which detects whether a power line has power or not. They say one of our firefighters died at some point in time. We'd like to purchase some smoothbore nozzles as well too. That will smoothbores penetrate drywall and deep into debris piles really, really good. Much better than what we have as well too. We don't really have any of those. And I need to get what did we say? 2 more sets of gear. Two. I have 3 listed on there. We're knocking one off. 2 more sets of turnout gear as well too. One for Nathan and Eli Tucker, one of those officers. Their gear is getting a pretty rough shape. This will come out of the general fund budget. It's in there. We've only spent There's still plenty of money left in the new equipment side of things, so I just didn't want to go spend.
That's the cost of doing business.
Well, it's, it was, we're running 4, 5, 6 working cars a week now. We're just eating through them.
Yeah.
We're eating through them.
Yeah, that's perfectly reasonable. Make a motion?
I'll make it.
All right, all in favor?
Last year, I'm very comfortable with where we are, budget wise, very comfortable with paying cash for the purchase of the 65-23 truck, if it ever gets here. when we order it.
Is it, how close are you on that truck, the big truck?
We're hoping to have it ready to go out for bid by January. And we're thinking somewhere in the 350 range. I got budgeted for that project, but they're gonna surprise you with a lot cheaper than.
And whether you get the grant or not,
We got to.
we're gonna do it.
And
Yeah.
it's, like Chief said,
You just don't wanna put the hand, you don't wanna order it until you know if you get the grant or not.
Right.
like Kenworth is shut down, Peterbilt is shut down, International is shut down. They're not even accepting orders till 2023 again. Freightliner the only one building chassis, and that's on a 6-month delay. So if we don't get this done and order it now, we might not get a truck for years.
Right. Nobody's got chassis sitting around no more like they used to. Wait.
This, I talked to, Scott Freeman, who works for McQueen, they're the Pierce dealer. And, he said you would not believe the problems they're having getting chassis now.
It's everything.
It's everything.
Look for a side by side, go look for a, like that jet boat out there right now. It laughed at me. You wanted to replace that thing. They, like that, nothing.
I don't, the media says one thing, everybody else is. Here's money is thrown out, like there's no tomorrow, nobody can find workers.
Yeah.
I think there was a massive retirement by people at the beginning of the pandemic, and that's where a lot of these open jobs.
The baby boomers are dying now.
Yes,
So I'm wondering, that's why I'm wondering if that's not part of your calls too, is that, but that would be like medical stuff.
And our medical's been staying pretty normal. It's everything else that's up.
We had a birth fair the other day, Dollar General. You know,
I don't think
just,
there's
I mean,
been
just, I
it
anything.
mean,
was a brush fire, it was
oh, gotcha,
kids, it was a brush fire.
yeah.
Kids like stuff on
But it's, I mean, just the fires, it's.
Yeah.
I don't know
Are
why.
we out of here? Are we done?
Make a motion to adjourn?
Turn that light.
You know, I called and asked to be notified about